Greetings. I'm Pastor Eric Smith, and this is Wakening Grace. My grandfather, Alexander Smith, was 60 years old when I was born. He was a doting grandfather who, even though he was not physically close, loved me and supported me in many ways throughout my life. When I heard my father speak about his father, it seemed as though he was talking about a different person than my grandfather. Maybe he was. Alexander had two sons, Robert and Peter. Robert was his pride, a rough-and-tumble Boy Scout who loved sports and later signed up to serve in World War II. He was the eldest, who could do no wrong. Peter was much younger, a sensitive child, artistic and drawn to the theater. His father never understood him. Peter felt that his parents were cold people, and though he knew that they loved him, he never felt that they gave him what he needed or wanted from them, their warmth and their approval. My grandfather lived in his home in Brooklyn until he was 98 years old. My grandmother had passed away many years before. His elder son had died too, and Alexander continued to live in the apartment they had purchased some 50 years before. He never drove a car. About that time, I found a good deal on airfare to New York and sent him a note announcing my impending arrival. Well, he was delighted. We had seen each other over the years, but never just the two of us. Always we were with other family members. We spent a long weekend together, the two of us, and he told me the story of his life. I was able to make some arrangements to help him get along at that time, Meals on Wheels, someone to do some shopping for him, and then I flew home. Soon after that, my father, Peter, invited his father, Alexander, to live with him in California. Certain that Alexander would never agree to do this, and worried that he was going to have to return to Brooklyn to take care of him, my dad was stunned when his father said, "Yes, thank you, I'll come." So these two men, who loved each other but really didn't like each other, who had never imagined the situation they found themselves in, lived together. One day when I was visiting them, Grandfather Alexander told me that his son Peter was a good man, a fine gentleman, and a caring person. Later, I told my dad this. I told my dad what his father had told me, and he was stunned. He said, with some emotion, "He's never said anything like that to me in my life." So here's what I learned. In the vast majority of cases, parents are doing the best that they can. They may not have the tools or the education or the emotional ability to offer the kinds of affirmation that their children want, but they're doing the best that they can. If you have a parent issue, the best thing you can do is let it go. That's Wakening Grace. Will you pray with me? Oh God, we give you thanks that you gave us life through our parents. They were not perfect, nor are we. As I consider them, help me live your grace and embrace the good they gave to me. This is my prayer. Amen.